Okay.
Perfect. Perfect.
There you go. Oh, now we're live.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Corporation of the Township of Bonnechere Valley Committee Meeting. Today's Tuesday, June 2nd at 1:30 p.m. We are here in council chambers as well as via Zoom conferencing. I'd like to call this meeting to order. Are there any additions to the agenda? I see none. Make a confirmation of the agenda? Yes. Is there any pecuniary interest or
Sorry,
general
I'm
nature thereof?
The agenda, sorry, I'm being distracted over here.
No,
Yeah, this passed.
John.
And I just want to warn the people at home, it just came up on the screen that our internet connection is unstable.
Okay,
So, Mayor, if you have problems, it's us, not you.
Okay.
You never know.
Just ask that one again.
Just for good measure.
Just because you weren't listening the first time, no I'm kidding. Can I get approval of the minutes in the last meeting? Right? We don't have any delegations today, right? All in favor? Daryl, no one's here yet for their reports.
Daryl is not coming.
Okay.
If there are any questions, with his
Water and sewer.
QMS and all of that, we can forward those questions to Annette and she can send them to Daryl.
and I
Sorry.
just had one comment brought forward of the NRT seal. The R and the T were just
Mixed up?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jason, is he coming?
Yes, but he's probably not, he's not due for another couple minutes, so I don't know who's here yet.
Daryl?
We
Yeah,
grab
I'm sure
Daryl.
Daryl is, yeah.
Yeah, there was something wrong with the internet when I got in this morning and we're at a problem too, so we'll just. I don't know what's going on.
If we notice it going blank, then we'll give Annette a moment.
That was retirement, Cheryl.
Are you sending something to Aores tomorrow or Thursday? No, okay. I'll bring greetings if Alex wants to come.
Bring back?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe.
Okay.
Thanks.
Oh, Gerald's there and I'm not. That's so sad.
All it takes is not to show up.
Yeah. I guess your numbers are a little different now, eh?
Yeah, I updated. I did an update, from the weekend. We went from, 35 to 43 in 3 days.
Oh. So much for wishing you well. That's a good report.
Yeah. So,
Somebody on social media with there were 129 fire events across the county within 24 hours.
Friday was a bad day.
Yeah.
Everybody was out in the county.
So that wind and dry.
Wind and the fact that, the brushing crews have been laid off. Most of it was hydro related. So, when we have a chief's meeting on the 10th, I'm gonna table a motion that we send a letter to hydro. Saying that this has got to be rectified. Because we can't keep running for hydro wells.
We're sitting on hydro lines.
We're sitting hydro lines waiting. And we understand that it was very busy, but some of them, when we knew that the power was out, we just left. I called dispatch and said that, that there's no power, there's no threats, we are moving on, so,
Yeah, Friday was bad.
yeah.
Bad in that area.
Yeah.
So. So that's where we're at with fire, like our numbers just jumped, so there's nothing we could, we just had 8 calls since Friday, they had another one last night. We just had to go back and deal with a hotspot because a lot of these calls are well into the bush. So getting pumpers in, so to get the water on them is challenging. So then it's always, and it's amazing, there's lots of standing water out there, but they're still burning.
No illegal burn calls though.
No,
It's amazing.
It's early.
No, I'm just thinking
Yeah.
the weekend and wind
Yeah.
and,
no, it was,
Question. Right, Daryl, is there any way we can, sorry, make the, or maybe Annette, make more prominent the fire rules on our website? There's not a
Yeah.
question for Annette.
Well, we put the rules out, we put them in the newsletter, we put out another post. I know Bolton Fire put out another post.
Okay.
They're all over the provincial websites, they're on other municipalities' websites, the rules are the rules.
I was just thinking more of a banner.
That's
at
it.
the top, yeah,
Yeah, we could put a banner.
just a banner,
Website.
that's it, yeah.
There is something
Yeah.
up on the website now, and, burn permits have been suspended, nobody can get them.
Okay.
Okay, that's good.
Meredith, you had a question?
Yeah, I just was wondering about an update, Daryl, at the budget meeting in March or April. We had a conversation about reaching out to,
You're glitching out on us.
oh no,
See,
It's us.
it's us.
Maybe type your question, is that possible?
can I
go.
can I try again? Is it still glitchy?
No,
Yeah.
no, we're
Speak
good.
quickly.
Okay. Wondering on an update about the outreach and work that you've been doing with Admest and Brumley about coverage.
Well, we're good.
Is there what's the process? Where are we in the process on that? Just thinking time's ticking before we get to summer and would be good to get that wrapped up as soon as possible. And I know you've been doing some really good work on that.
Are you talking about the agreement with NAW or Abbott Bromley?
Yes, that we are attempting an agreement.
Meredith, you're cutting out on
Yeah.
us, sorry.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. I have spoken with Billy, I don't know where we're going from there.
You'll keep us in the loop.
I'll keep you in the loop, yeah, I have spoken with Billy, I think we just have to, I think we're a little bit apart.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, went to their council and their council requested, Daryl, Billy, Jennifer and I meet. And, we haven't.
Is Jennifer?
Nope, sorry. That was the direction that Jennifer received from her council.
Oh, okay.
So
Oh,
we're-
Jen and
Yeah,
Sheffield.
yeah, so
Okay.
it's been to Admast and Brumley Council and they have a direction forward, so we have to wait for our meeting to go forward so we can hear about their direction forward and then we can bring forward a report to council, but it's finding time to meet between fires and all the other things.
Perfect.
I just have a follow-up and putting in the,
I don't know if she's frozen or not.
No, yeah, not now.
Do you have a follow-up?
I'm just typing it because
Oh,
oh,
Oh. Where are you typing it?
chat.
okay.
Oh,
Oh, wondered how we are hard, we haven't discussed numbers, a time ticking to get it done for council becomes unable to work. So we did discuss numbers, they made us an offer, Jennifer did an agreement up, took it back to her council. I thought it was gonna pass and then come back to this council and it didn't, so now we have to meet.
Well, I mean, I'm just curious because numbers never came to our council for a discussion.
I know.
So,
It's been all on.
Sorry, Meredith, you're hanging again, it's glitching.
Fine, because we have full hours.
Is it possible she turned her camera off? She might get better ongoing on audio.
But it's us.
is that any better?
No, that's not working.
Can she text you maybe, or Annette?
Yeah, maybe just text
Call in.
or maybe talk to Daryl and Annette later on, Mayor.
I just put another point in the chat, but I
Oh,
can.
my computer just did something weird too.
No,
Oh, shit.
our council has not received any information about a deal, I'd like to be kept in the loop. Yeah, as soon as we have the loop. Yeah, her council directed staff to meet, so as soon as we're in on the loop, we will bring something back to council. I thought we would have something before now, but we don't.
Thanks, Annette.
so, we shut down our junior firefighter program for the end of the semester. And then we had the parents come in, did a barbecue and had the kids do some demonstrations on what they've been taught, and it was actually a very, very good evening, so.
I read about that, and I thought that's great.
Yeah. It's fantastic.
So I'm gonna go to the school very soon and put out an announcement that we will be accepting applications all summer to start back up September 16th.
Perfect.
Gives them a couple of weeks to climatize the school again.
Yep,
And most of the kids that were here are coming back for another semester. And it's just when we bring in new ones, it's trying to keep them all, we'd like to keep them all on the same level.
yeah,
But so we may have to take some of them a little more advanced and bring up the other ones and see how quickly they progress.
but you're creating your own mentors.
Yeah. Yeah, we have two more. Like I said, I think I said the last meeting, we have two more that are rolling up. So
Awesome.
it's working out, so.
Good.
And yeah, as of June 1st. We have suspended our burn permits for the burn season, the remainder of the burn season, so. And we will continue to inform, educate. Last thing we want to do is enforcement, but at some point, we're not gonna have a choice.
I think to Tracy's point, if we're doing a ticker, I
Mhm.
think that we need to add what a campfire is.
Yes,
But it's 2 by 2 by 2, it's not 2 by 5.
yeah, I believe I'll take a look. I thought we had put it up there, but.
Okay.
Maybe the numbers got a little stroke of the key was wrong or something.
Okay. No, I'm not saying we're wrong, I'm just saying, I know that when people have
Oh, yeah,
campfires,
yeah.
sometimes they turn into bonfires.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I always tell people, usually when you first ignite them, the flames are gonna be
Yeah.
high, and I'm not gonna come in with a tape measure,
No,
so.
I think it's more.
you can just use me.
It's tourists too, right? It's
Sometimes after a
tourists
few beers, the
use
flames get
rules.
higher.
You're right.
That's what I'm thinking about.
So
Can
we'll
you
just
look at
continue to
my-
keep educating, so.
No, Meredith?
Can you just look at my things in the chat?
So it does say, I wanted to commend Daryl on this. My kid wanted to do it, but had a commitment on the night and is looking forward to next year's program. She says apologies, my message is above our terse. She's just trying to get the point across fast. And so if the tone is re-encouraged, it's not meant to be. She's just trying to get it out there. Yeah, no, I am watching them. I just was waiting for everybody to stop talking.
Internet issues in 2026 should not happen.
Yeah.
This morning when I got here, it was like we were on dial-up. No kid asked,
Yeah.
like, it was crazy.
It says we have full bars, but I know whenever the power goes out, it causes all kinds of gremlins in the system, so.
So anything else on fire?
No, good work.
Great program.
Yeah.
One of the best things we're doing.
And good work to you and all of your crew
Yeah.
for dealing with all the extra work
Yeah.
over the weekend.
So we'll move on to building, so the permits are just continuing to trickle in a little at a time, and I deal with them when I'm not busy doing other things.
But it's nice to drive around and see some of the buildings going up,
Yeah,
right? Like some of the ones that you had on your list from even last October and now they're being built.
ought to be built,
Yeah.
yeah, so. And again, they keep trickling in. I just put another house out today. I'm working on another one now. And I know there's a couple of them that they're coming in on. So a lot of it's smaller stuff, but then I just deal with it as it comes through the door, so.
Remind me to come and get a 911 application from you, please.
All for the.
Yeah, please.
And
Dave keeps bugging me about it and I keep forgetting.
that's it. Anything else on building? Okay.
Thanks.
All right.
Have a great afternoon.
And you too.
Jason?
Hello, Jason. Hello.
So we've been doing some routine maintenance, doing beat patrol, patching, ditching, sweeping, grading. Some calcium. Sand Road site. Will be closed on July 1st for recognition of Canada Day. Hazardous Waste Depot,
Unbelievable.
yes.
That truly unbelievable numbers.
They are quite busy. Last weekend was the same.
So another like 60 plus. So the first weekend there were 30-ish.
Yeah.
Second weekend, 61, and now again. That makes me so happy. To know that stuff isn't going into our landfill.
Yes, exactly. The police system was installed on the bridge, worked really good.
Awesome.
So we're just waiting for the electrical to get the plugs on the backside of the bridge, so we can hook in the winches on the system.
Awesome.
There should be a good savings, I would think, overall, of what we previously used.
Yeah. Well, every time it's
We can do it ourselves.
$700
Yeah,
and we
exactly.
can do it at our leisure. Well, not at our leisure. When time permits from our staff.
Yeah, and it's gonna make it so much easier, right? Because for the banners, it's gonna take us all of 15 minutes maximum.
And you don't need flag people
Yeah,
and you
we
don't
still
need,
do.
oh, you do,
Yeah,
okay.
still have to close the bridge just for that time when it comes down and snap them off.
Oh, yeah.
So, but it'll be quick. Very quick.
Awesome.
Kavanaugh has been back to finish up the sodding and all the repairs, so
What are they thinking for timeline?
they're pretty much done.
They're pretty much done, okay. I was asked about it on the weekend because. But it's the old adage, we have two seasons, right? Winter and construction,
Yeah.
and you cannot drive in Bonnechere Valley right now without hitting construction.
Yeah, it's been brutal. Our class 6 roads. We've had some, residents ask for the municipal position on these.
I didn't really understand this, to be honest with you. Can you
So I guess
explain it to me like I'm a 5-year-old?
So a class 6 road doesn't have a classification for maintenance.
Okay,
It's up to the discretion of the municipality to decide whether the road should have maintenance done to it.
so you just want, this is housekeeping, you just want to make sure that it's in writing and
Yeah.
that if you live on a class 6 road as opposed to a class 5 road, you know the difference.
That's right.
Now I get it, thank you.
Makes sense.
You wouldn't live on class 6, right? It's
It
mostly
could be a hunt camp.
on camp
Well,
or vacant land, yeah.
Yeah,
So-
yeah. No, I know that there are a lot of hunt camps in the off the beaten track, okay.
So, no. It's been
Right,
history.
great. Thanks, Jason.
Gotta ask, beaver control, so you had problem areas identified and then you use a trapper contractor to come and deal with it?
Yes.
Okay. How many calls do you get, does the trapper get?
I'd have to look at the numbers, but it's,
See the one on Zada Road to repair it, they give up on it.
yes, they have, work, yeah. I don't know,
Anyway,
there's a lot of beavers get caught.
it's the right thing. to
But we
do.
live trap them and take them to a beaver retirement home, right?
Yes.
Anyway, good. We, it responds to people's needs.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
And our own, with they start blocking culverts and
Yeah.
ditches and stuff. Right?
Oh, there was. So you've spoken in our correspondence, you've spoken to the MTO about the remediation of the Balaclava Dam.
Yes.
Take that one off the list too.
No, it's so good. You have no idea.
I know they're gonna be closing the bridge down.
Okay,
Yes.
okay, and they have a workaround and they're leaving the boat launch open. It all sounded positive.
Yes.
I just wanted to make sure that,
It'd be
That you-
it'd be the same as when they were reconstructing,
Okay.
reconstructing everything. Block the both ends, but
I got August 16th on my calendar, so I can take my grandson down to watch the heavy equipment work.
I just have a question for Meredith online. Is trapping done on private property or township? We do our own. I don't know if she's saying they do their own or.
Yeah, we
do our
don't-
own.
we don't
I don't know
trap
if
on
she said
private.
we, does she mean us or does she mean?
no, I think she means she goes out and traps them. Herself.
so.
At her house,
house.
okay.
It all the
We should
situation.
call a trapper, yeah.
Okay, so if the dam that they're building is impeding a waterway, i.e. Little Lake Clear, which those beavers are very industrious, we will go and fix that.
Actually, I think the county's looking into that.
Okay, or the county. Bad example, but okay,
If it's gonna impact like a road or township property,
Yes.
if it's on your private property. And it's causing you problems on your private property, but it's not impacting
Us.
municipal infrastructure.
Okay.
That's on you to call a trapper. But if it's on your property and now it's moving and now we're gonna flood up the road. But the actual dam is on your property that's causing problems to the road, then the road authority even if you're like, no, I love the beavers, please don't take them away, I wanna keep them as pets. If it's gonna impact, the infrastructure, then the road authority has the right to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll go to the homeowner or the.
Yes, we
landowner
would
to
ask, of
make-
course,
Get
yes.
permission, right?
Yeah.
Before we.
Where do we land on trapping groundhogs?
She needs some-
I've got a groundhog that's this big at my house and I need to trap it.
That
I'm gonna
size,
get Meredith to come and trap it
Oh,
for
there
me.
you go, yeah.
that size, you should be able to hit it.
She just wanted everyone to put line to be clear. If it's on your private property, you get to call a trapper, and if it's affecting township property, give us a call.
Okay.
Yeah.
No. Sorry, if you're not a delegate, you can't.
No, it's on this.
No, sorry, Pat. You can catch Jason in the hallway if you'd like.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. Okay, that's good.
Great. Thanks, Jason.
Thank you.
Bye, Jason, thank you.
Okay, moving on to correspondence A, so looking at the first four communications or anything anyone wants to address? No? Again, I'll point out Ministry of Health report is excellent.
I know.
Uh,
Just
He
great.
is a gem.
Anybody who wants to know what's going on with the health within Renfrew County, it's an excellent report and update. of
And
what's happening.
It's fascinating listening to him talk.
Mhm.
Like he isn't clinical, he's very laid back and he knows what the board is looking for.
I can't believe the number of kids who were not vaccinated
I
that were suspended in
know.
that report.
However,
It's been remedied,
Yeah.
it's been taken care of, but.
and there is a caveat to that where, they're talking, remember the old cards? And they were
Yeah,
filled,
the
Yeah.
yellow card.
the little yellow cards. And some people were using the little yellow cards still, and some people were online. But it's being fixed,
So it's-
yes.
Yeah, it's good to hear. So do we need to discuss the balaclava?
Yeah,
again? Now we're
as
done?
long as I just wanted to make sure Jason was aware.
Email Watch Life, that was the last one, I don't think there's anything on that,
That was on Bill 9. Everybody should keep their eye on that,
okay,
the Municipal Accountability Act.
you wanna give a highlight on what you know? about this?
So this has gone on for years. Ever since our code of conducts came in 2017-ish. Even if your code of conduct was written by the same lawyer or integrity commissioner, they could be different across the board, depending on what the council of the day wanted. So it was obvious that there should be one code of conduct across the province. The challenge then is all the integrity commissioners have to also be singing from the same song sheet. So, if you ask three different lawyers, three different questions, or the same question, you're going to get three different answers or opinions. And so I think that the devil will be in the details of not only what our code says, but how it's interpreted by the many, many, many ICs across the province. But in my mayor's report, Roma and AMO are both keeping an eye on it, which is why it's part of AMO's watch file.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good to know.
But I think it's necessary. How it will roll out will be very interesting, especially when you're talking about removal of a council member for bad behavior and what that looks like, because that's never been done before. The province went in and took out an entire council in recent years, but they have no appetite to come in and remove a council member.
I thought it had occurred somewhere in the last 20 years or something, and I don't know where,
Well, just in the last couple of years,
yes.
up north, yeah, one municipality.
Yeah.
Yeah. They removed them all.
Meredith, you have a question?
I was just gonna make a comment. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. I've been reading a little bit about the legislation about removing a counselor, and I think one thing that gave me some comfort was that in addition to a report finding them in breach, every member of council had to vote in favor of the
Uh-oh.
We
removal.
lost you again.
We
Oh my
lost,
goodness.
Yeah, it's a bad day on online.
type it in, Meredith. We read your comments out loud. We can circle back.
Yeah.
She's typing.
I type fast, but not that fast.
You're doing great.
And then we
It's
can-
there. It's in the,
Yes, every member of council needs to vote in favor in addition or, yes, in addition to the commissioner findings. You are absolutely correct. It has to be a unanimous vote of council. Yeah. Yeah. And I guess, you know, there's been so much chatter about strong mayor powers and the province installing regional chairs and there, you know, what does that look like if a regional chair that's installed by the province isn't behaved there? The devil will be in the details of this bill. And I spoke with our MPP and he said, no, we're still working through it. But I think having a consistent code of conduct in every council in all 444 municipalities, save maybe the city of Toronto that has their own municipal act, is not a bad idea.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Okay, any other questions before we move on? Okay, so the next in correspondence B, where the action is to discuss temporary rentals, so Airbnb.
Yes.
We received an email from Eric Westworth, who's in the room. So we're looking at overall the safety concerns regarding the increase in traffic on a private road, which increases speeding and pedestrian vehicle interactions. I guess what actions, if there are any actions that council can take
So
to avoid this, and I guess not policy or bylaws perhaps around using Airbnbs on private roads.
I can start this off if you want, because
Yeah.
we did discuss this many, many, many years ago. So the challenge is, even if you're talking about Airbnbs, in order to rent your cottage, and you know this better than
Yeah.
anybody, in order to rent your cottage, you don't have to be on Airbnb.
No.
So preventing somebody from renting their cottage is not something we can do nor enforce. I think the enforcement would be the biggest problem, and that's what we discussed years ago.
Yeah.
A lot of this, I believe, is on the OPP and on the people that are renting to perhaps bad actors that are speeding on private roads or any road, quite frankly, or causing safety issues for people trying to enjoy their cottage or their permanent home. I think that number one, the people who are renting this Airbnb should be spoken to by the neighbors on the road. And I think that that should be the policy across the township. If you have a problem with people that are renting to not so great renters. My challenge is you can take Airbnb, but you're not solving the problem of everybody renting their cottage or even their permanent home, doing home exchange, etc. So it's the enforcement, I believe, that was sort of the be all end all when we talked about it the last time. How do you enforce whether somebody is renting their Airbnb or not? I don't know. I don't know what the answer. I don't have a good solution.
From the cottage is not far from me. They used to rent. The other one rented a cottage for a weekend to maybe a half a dozen 18-year-olds.
Yeah,
They only did that once.
Vetting of it, yeah.
yeah. And I know that there are municipalities across Ontario that have problems with Airbnb, period.
Yeah.
I know that Prince Edward County, they went through a lot of angst about hiring extra fire, bylaw, garbage, you name it. It cost the municipality a lot of money. And again, the problems with the people that aren't great renters. And that's the crux of it. You could have an Airbnb rental. And I know one, and I stayed in one in London during the AMO conference. And the person that rented it to us generally does not rent to anybody that doesn't come with basically 5 references and your blood type and, she has very, very strict rules. And I wish Airbnb would make that for all the people that are on that site. But it's also Verbo. We can't,
It's not just Airbnb.
right, we can't condemn
Private, it's
Airbnb.
like-
I'm just using Airbnb.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm open to suggestions. I don't have the answer. And I know that we've been through this before.
So I own a property that has a private stretch of road, leaving access to another 4 people on that dead end road. And we have no trouble with the owners, the neighbors. But if somebody was behaving dangerously on that private road, will the OPP take it seriously? Or, I mean, I know that's a long shot to hope you'll get satisfaction, especially because the renters may be gone.
But I also think that it's incumbent on the owner of the property.
Okay, to post or do something.
Or we had a list of rules, and I literally had a list of rules. And we wanted to have some of the county councilors and CAOs over for Chinese food for those people that came in early. We had to phone the owner of the Airbnb and say, do you mind if we have people over in the backyard for Chinese food? Like, that's one of our rules. You aren't allowed people over.
Yeah.
And I think that, you know, a good renter, whether you're on any of the platforms or you're just renting privately, I think that's incumbent on the owner. And I agree with you about the OPP. Are they gonna get there quick enough? Probably not.
Will they take it seriously?
Will they take-
That's the
yeah.
question.
Well, if there's an accident or something, maybe.
I know, well, and these are all considerations for us.
And we went to a wedding near Oshawa with the same thing, very strict rules, and it impressed me that likely that owner who rented out had trouble, and that's why her list of rules were long and not unreasonable. They were just saying, we're not gonna tolerate wild stuff.
Right, well, and this particular Airbnb that we stayed in was in a really cute residential neighborhood in London. So those neighbors are not gonna put up with it. They'll put up with it exactly once. So I think that the person that owns the residence has to do something about this as well.
And I don't imagine that they want the police showing up with their renters there. I mean, they want repeat business, right, to rent out their property. They don't want their renters having their police presence.
You would hope.
Yeah, I would think as the landowner.
I wouldn't want it.
No,
So Meredith is just asking about whether we want to put a list of
That's-
recommendations for rules for home cottage rentals on the website, fire driving, private road, snows.
Get out of my brain, Meredith. That was the road I was going down. Like,
Speak it to
can
the
we
punch.
have some suggestions to be good stewards of these rentals? And again, I don't want to use Airbnb or even Verbo because this could be a rental property on a private road that's just being rented.
Short-term rental accommodation.
I'm sorry, sir, during a committee meeting, unless you're a delegate, you're not allowed to speak, sorry.
But we do have a letter from someone who wrote to council.
Yes,
And so we know that particular road is a problem and it has to do with unsafe driving.
yes,
So that is a hard thing for us to make recommendations, but I think what I would take home from this, on my strip of private road, I could put the sign, 10 kilometers per hour. I could make one and make it big and put it there. That would be okay, because it's a private road.
yeah,
And I could say, I could put signage, or I could put a speed bump if I liked halfway down the road.
absolutely you
Those are things
could.
that I can do because it's my land, okay. Those may be useful, because nobody likes speed bumps.
That's the other challenge with this, is that we are talking about private roads. And a lot of them have road associations and they know what they, what's on their road and who the bad actors are. But I think that, yes, what Meredith is saying is exactly sort of what I was gonna say, is perhaps this is an education opportunity. I don't know. What do you guys think?
I don't see there being a municipal play in terms of bylaws or anything like that. I mean, we can't. You know what I mean? If we're gonna introduce something like a bylaw that affects many
Well, and I
many
think
properties and tourism in the area.
for the bad driving, that is an OPP issue.
Yeah.
That's not a municipal issue.
Which I think, like I said, the landowner won't want that.
I agree with you.
So Meredith is saying can also recommend deer cams to ensure rules are being followed.
Have them roll driving on the
Okay,
road, so-
Eric, I'm sorry, you're not allowed to talk. We can talk later if you want. But I think we've had this conversation a few years ago and it's enforcement. That's the challenge. We can't regulate what somebody does with their own property unless we physically are going to be able to go out and monitor every cottage and whether it's being rented. Like take away the platforms, every property that's being rented. And since we go from a population of about 6,000 to about 11,000 in the summer, I see that as an impossibility.
So we'll just work on something for Facebook, the website, the newsletter, just basically saying, cottage season is coming up. Just as a reminder, we have welcome permanent residents of, incredible community here. So, be mindful of who you're renting to and here's some, be mindful of the fire rules, be mindful of the safety of residents, and the increase in population and traffic on the roads and like something like that, like just be mindful of all of these things that to keep our community and our members safe.
And I think this is a great time because Rachel was looking for stuff for the newsletter.
Mhm.
So I mean, that's all great. That doesn't help this current situation.
I know.
And that issue. And we may know this, Jen, would it be worthwhile speaking to the police? Would they speak to the landowner? Is that an
I don't
option?
know.
To say we've had several complaints of
I can certainly,
speeding and,
I can reach out to the staff sergeant.
because I'm wondering if they speak to the landowner about this, that might change things. It might help.
It might help. I'm happy to reach out to Sarah.
And it might be useful if the person who's experiencing, the owner who has experienced difficulty on his private road called the police, because he could say to the owner, I've talked to the police about this. And
Yes,
that may be a deterrent. And I assume that the person who's got troubles, they could come to Annette if they thought of something, well, can I put a chain across the road with a padlock and just give keys to my neighbors? They would ask Annette and you would know what could and couldn't be done.
If it's a private road, they have their easements and their agreements of what they're able to do and what they're not able to do. But if it's your neighbor that's renting the property and the issues with the neighbor, hopefully you can speak to the neighbor and, yeah.
Absolutely, that's the first thing to do.
I'll send an email to the staff sergeant before we leave this
Thank you.
room.
So we'll start with education and then we'll see if that improves things.
Because, but if I reach out, then at least the homeowner or the neighbors can say, if they phone the OPP, yes, your staff sergeant is aware of this issue. I'll do that. Okay.
And Meredith just said, it'll also lower property values if people cannot rent their properties.
Yeah.
And more than being mindful, we could have township recommended rules for short-term rentals. But they're not really, we can't enforce them, so they're not really rules.
No, well, recommended rules, like here's our recommendation for rules that you
You
Um,
could put in place.
you could put in place. Yeah.
Okay, any other questions, on this issue, comments? No. Okay, moving on, correspondence B, a motion regarding rest stops on Highway 11 and 17. Any actions we want to take on that?
Neither here nor there on it.
Sorry, just
Right.
on that one, I think like our residents would probably use those routes more than most. So I would be,
Sorry, Meredith, you're cutting out again.
I think she wants to endorse it.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'm
she's nodding
fine.
her head.
So,
resolution regarding sustainable provincial grant funding for fire services in Ontario.
Definitely.
Yes, what I thought. Everyone in agreement on that?
Yes.
Opposing proposed changes to the Freedom of Information and Protection and Privacy Act. Any action?
I assume this will be looked at by AMO and other groups that would be in there.
Yeah.
Okay,
So I trust they'll do a good job on this. It's a big, it's out of our pay grade. kind of.
Yeah.
I think
Okay.
there's a lot of things, coming up with it, like we're still. Following the regulation and the policies and the programs and the things. I just was on a webinar today that we're gonna have done by January 1st, 2027. And it's a lot. It's a lot what they're asking, small municipalities to do, and I don't know how we're gonna do it all. So at the end of the day, but I'm still learning exactly, and they haven't put out, they put out the app, but they haven't put out all the regulations and all exactly what the protocol is and what the policy changes are and what are we gonna have to report and what are we gonna have to track. And so what I can say is it's gonna be a lot of work. Some of the changes are great. They've extended some timelines. They've kind of got rid of, burning stuff on CDs and certain things that we don't do anymore. They've updated it, which is great. They've extended some timelines, which is great. But they've made it quite, and I understand that it's the new world that we live in. Is that, yeah, people's privacy is very important, and people are being followed and tracked on a daily basis and they don't know about it. The problem is we will now be responsible for any vendors that we have that are now tracking people without their knowledge or using information. Or if somebody gives Daryl their phone number on a building permit, that's for the building permit. But if their dog gets caught, but it's their home number on the tag, but their cell number is on the building permit, I can't use it from the building permit to call them to tell them that their dog has been caught. Because that's not the purpose that they gave it to me for. So now their dog's on the way to Pembroke to SPCA, when I could have just called them and they could have come and picked it up, because I can't use that information if I do, it's a privacy breach. So this in the health sector, you probably go through this all the time, but I find that it's quite onerous, and all of the reporting and all of the tracking and all of the policies that we are going to have to create by January 1st in an election year are I don't know if we're all gonna have them done, but that's okay. They don't seem to take us to do privacy trail, and there's no monetary penalties for not following at this time. They're looking at that, but at this time there will be none of that. But anyway, we'll do the best we can to keep up.
Well, you sound like the perfect person to give us the Coles Notes version.
We will try and keep up, but I don't
Yeah.
want to oppose the whole, I get it. They're
Yeah.
trying to protect people's privacy. I think it's good legislation. It's just, I don't know how in the heck we're going to make sure everybody knows every single time somebody else is tracking them. It's not that I don't want you to know, maybe I didn't know.
Because every person in the province will at some time want to use the Freedom of Information Act to find the answer to a question that they don't seem to be getting.
Yeah,
Exactly.
That's a big job.
so I want people's privacy protected.
Yes.
I don't want to be the one to have to track it, but anyway, that's fine.
Okay,
The devil is always in the details.
And Meredith does say there needs to be some common sense used for things like this times, when it's helpful, like the dog example. So things like that, we'll just, like I said, I took webinar 1 today, so I'm sure there'll be many more to come. And if I have other thoughts, I will certainly bring them forward.
so we might be visiting this again.
Yes,
Okay.
yeah, it's a very blanket opposition to it, and I actually don't think the legislation is a bad thing. I have to wait and see what like I said, the
The
devil.
nuts and bolts.
Yeah.
The devil is
We
always in
gotta
the
wait and see what
details
the
of these.
regulations, like, are they gonna give us a little bit of some directions, some guidelines to break? If we bought something and I didn't know that, if the owl's tracking us right now and I didn't know, and I didn't tell our residents who are sitting in the back, I mean, obviously it's on YouTube, people know, but. I don't.
All right.
Okay. That's it. All right, great. So moving on to new and unfinished business, the mayor's report.
Thank you, Chair. So since my last report, I attended 25 meetings and only 12 of those were with Gerald. The following provides a summary of the key highlights. The May County Council report came out yesterday, so it'll be in the correspondence next time. But on May 6th, we had the first meetings of the Ad Hoc Transportation Committee and the Climate Action Committee. Roma, we didn't meet in May. However, as I said earlier, we've had several offline conversations about the Alto high-speed rail line, Bill 9, which is the Municipal Accountability Act, and the upcoming AMO conference. EORN didn't meet in May. However, progress continues on the Sulga Gap project very quickly. Our CDHU, you've all got Dr. Morgenstern's report. the Eastern Ontario Wardens Caucus. We met on Friday, May 8th to prepare for Queen's Park Day. And on Sunday, May 8th and May 9th, CAO Craig Kelly and I went to Toronto for our EOWC Queen's Park Day. It was very, very, very busy. So the caucus met with, and this is not an inclusive list, Minister of Municipal Affairs and Housing, Rob Flack, Minister of Rural Affairs, Lisa Thompson, Parliamentary Assistant to the Minister of Health, John Jordan, Premier Doug Ford, Parliamentary Assistant to the Minister of Finance, Michelle Cooper, and also Dave Smith, Parliamentary Assistant to the Minister of Municipal Affairs and Housing, Graydon Smith, and several others. And at these meetings, one of the highlights was presenting on the possibility of retaining the 1.76% HST. And it was kind of fun getting into a sparring match with PA Dave Smith, because his first reaction was no, because he had heard Annette speak about it at the pre-budget submissions with Ernie Hardman. And by the time we left, he said, I'm going to look into this. So I took it as a win. So on Saturday, May 16th, Michelle and I sold tickets for the duck races. We got to get these tickets sold, guys. Everybody reach out to your contacts. On May 21st, county staff, Mayor Nicholson and I had a meeting with Harry Barr about the Dolomite mine site in Whitewater region. On May 25th, I filed my nomination papers for consideration of a 5th term in the mayor's seat. And it was my honor to be interviewed by Eganville leaders, youngest journalist in training, Fred Hillier. And I will tell you guys, if he interviews you, you be ready. You be ready.
Yeah.
He is not for the faint of heart. That kid is smart. On Tuesday, May 19th, it was my pleasure to cut the ribbon on the new 3-plex affordable housing unit on Francis Street in Renfrew. On Tuesday, May 19th, I, along with council and staff, held our rally in support of keeping the Eganville branch of BMO open. I thought it was very well attended and respectful. And subsequently, and I've sent out responding letters to the appropriate government organizations. And that is my report. Sorry, guys, it's not very full. Just I've been really busy, and so I just kind of threw it together yesterday. But any questions?
Good report, thank you.
Okay, excellent.
The shorter the better, John.
Are we allowed to approach Fred for an interview?
Oh my gosh. He asked me really, some of his questions were I wasn't expecting, but some of them were really hard. Like that is one incredible kid.
Prodigy.
Oh yeah, for sure. And it was so funny because he's like, could you slow down? And his mom was here with him taking notes, but Alex also was here. So Alex said, don't worry, Fred, I'm recording it for you. I know, right? I love it. To meet a kid like that, you know, he reminds me so much of Jenna Session when she was in grade 5, and how impressed I was with her and a couple of her classmates when I went to EDPS for Government Week. But yeah, it was fun.
It's wonderful to see.
It really is.
All right, establish the next meeting date.
June 16th.
Okay, yeah, media session. Gerald, do you have any questions?
Oh, please, so.
Okay, so we're now moving into closed session. May I have a motion?
Can we take a break first?
You want a
Yeah.
break? Okay.
Yeah.
That's-
And Meredith says we have lots of amazing kids just like.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
do. You're right, Meredith. All right, I did reach out to the staff sergeant. She is off until Wednesday. Sorry, Wednesday, tomorrow.
Very good.
Yeah,
But I reached out to her.
I just think that's the only, that, of all the things that we can do is see if there's police support.
No, and I think
Right.
if we can help in any way, it's really important.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Okay.
Good day.
Take care.
okay.
So we're taking a break?
Yeah.
We're live, yeah.
Welcome back, everyone. We're now moving into a closed session. Can I get someone to motion, to move into closed? All in favor?
So did you start on?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just going to, Meredith, I just have to put you back in the waiting room and I have to call you on the phone. She's okay. bringing us back online. And I just have to get Meredith out of the room. Okay. You just like working in a hospital. Huh?
What's that?
It's like working in a hospital, getting Meredith out of the waiting room. Alright. Okay, sorry, thank you, Madam Chair, go ahead.
Okay, welcome back, everyone. We have a resolution dated the second day of June, 2026. The committee moves out of closed session at 2:49 PM. To rise and report that the committee met to receive information and give staff direction regarding the building permit submitted with incorrect boundaries and approved minutes from May 5th, 2026. Can I get someone to move this, please? John,
It was, yeah, yeah,
Mark?
or Meredith,
Marv or Meredith?
whoever, get everybody on the minutes.
I got mine in big letters just so I could read them.
So that concludes our meeting. Can I,
In favor.
sorry, all in favor? And this concludes our meeting. Can I have a motion to close the meeting?
Yep.
Okay, Jen, all in favor?
All right,
Well, the next meeting starts at
3:30, I think.
Yep.
I'm gonna call you back.